So here we have Michael Alig in a media interview prior to his arrest, bragging about having killed Angel Melendez.
He was a copycat. He was one of those copycats that we hate, and so we killed him. I killed Angel, and that's the kind of thing that gets him in trouble.
So is this just another case of a psychopathic killer who wants credit for his gruesome act? Or might there also be an element of something that's possessing him to say this? Something that wants him to pour gasoline onto his own life and set it ablaze?
We've been up for days, and I did 3 lines of heroin, and all I remember is telling everybody in the room how good I felt, that I've never felt that I've finally reached that point where that you're always trying to get at. You know, that high that you're always perfect, how you're not too down, you're not too up, you're just perfect. And I told everybody, I wish everybody felt the way I did right then and then. I fell down into my plate of food.
So that's him reflecting on his 3rd drug overdose. And he says that this essentially lethal level of intoxication was that high he'd always been looking for. That was the last thing he remembers before he lost consciousness and had to be resuscitated. He was saying, I've finally gotten, this is perfect. This is what I want. So one way to interpret this would be to personify the drugs and say, the drugs wanted to kill him. They were not going to be happy until he reached oblivion, right? They were demanding that he take more and more until he died. So it's like there's this malignant circuit of this, demon drug addiction that's telling him, this is what you want. This lethal level, this is what you want. And that's not too far off from what we know about the realities of addiction, that these powerful narcotics at a certain stage make the user believe that they are necessary for survival. But in fact, they're driving the user towards the exact opposite of survival. But I also think when we look at the greater context of Michael Alig's identity and history, particularly as a club kid throwing increasingly dark and grotesque parties, that there may be a psychological explanation coined by none other than Sigmund Freud of something deep in the psyche that was always pushing toward oblivion and destructiveness, with drugs playing an apt role in self-destructiveness, but with destructive consequences extending beyond the self and ultimately resulting in the murder of Angel Melendez. So who were the club kids? This was a group of kids and young adults who defined a subculture from the late 1980s well into the 1990s, and for better or worse, had some remarkable prescience in terms of pop culture as we know it now. You had, for example, Nelson Sullivan, the de facto documentarian of the club kid scene, who would often turn the camera on himself to add his own commentary decades before
I'm doing good. I'm watching
concepts like
some theories, I guess.
Oh God, here comes John with
or
the
some case studies.
Michael Alig and Keoki. Are they still alive, John?
Well, kind of.
Oh.
They won't be bashed around against the plastic ones.
Well, I hope
I'm
they
like,
make it up to the
I'm getting
43rd floor,
sleepy, so I'm
43rd
watching
floor.
like, I know it sounds silly, but like murder like videos, like theories
And the club kids
and stuff,
subculture
I guess.
was intricately linked
A
with
breakdown
music, the sort
psychologically.
that we would now call electronic dance music, then called techno or house music. And I think
What
at
are
least
you
since
guys
the
up
60s,
to?
music starts in the counterculture and somehow reflects the de novo
And let me know
drug
if like
of
the
time.
TV's too loud
Like
or
in the
if you
60s,
want to
you
hear
had
it. I don't know what you guys are doing.
And Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds by the Beatles, that whole scene. In the 70s, you had cocaine and Quaaludes, which were nicknamed disco biscuits, the combination of downers with disco music and nightclubs. In the 80s,
Kevin,
you had
I should be
the onset of
sleeping.
synthetic drugs.
You're
you had
watching
cocaine still,
Chips?
also Dexedrine, Dexy's Midnight
What's that? Is that like a
Runners was
TV
named
show?
after. And in the 90s, you had this kind of
Kevin,
split,
I feel you. I should
where
be
you
sleeping
had
too.
grunge music, which was basically about
I have to go pick somebody up at 7 o'clock and I
then
haven't
you
been to
had
sleep
club
yet.
music, which was with the onset of ecstasy and especially ketamine or special K. And so this 1990s
Cops on
pharmacological soup
motorcycles.
is what Michael Alig will find himself in. But how did he get here? Michael Alig was born in the small town of South Bend, Indiana. His parents divorced when he was 4
I knew
years
somebody
old, and
named
his father
Kevin that
left the
drove a
family.
motorcycle.
Michael and
Sorry,
his
that
brother were
just
then raised
entered
by
my
their
brain.
mother, described as a
I'm like
bawdy,
so fried right now.
larger-than-life character and part-time catalog model, as well as about half of their time spent at a nanny's house one town over.
Chips had these fine ass
details
dudes
and
on
much more about
motorcycles.
Michael's early
Okay,
life
I can get down
comes
with
from a
that.
book called Clubland by Frank Owen. And you can also see what appears to be his mother subtly endorsing some
Yes,
of young
way
Michael's
back.
more
Chips.
subversive
I've never heard of
behaviors
that.
and interests in the documentary
Gemstones.
Party
Hi,
Monster, a
Kathy.
shockumentary.
See the little finger there? She's just getting ready to.
Rest in
Just give him
peace,
just
sleep.
one more
Yeah.
notch.
I don't think I'm
There.
going to
Just
bed
that little
tonight.
finger, just getting ready.
Including his earning the nickname Man.
Sleeping or watching
Put the little discount
TV.
200%.
And in some possible foreshadowing, an interest in gore-laden B-horror movies.
It was just horrible.
More on that later.
Do you like a man in uniform? I just like a man in general.
And I think his desire for attention was something that he came by honestly, based on his early life circumstances. I think there may be a heritable component to some degree of attention-seeking as a trait. And regardless, I think he may have learned to seek attention with his mother as an exemplary figure, with his absent father and later split caretakers as the objects of his attention-seeking. The thing about Michael Alig, though, is that he didn't just fruitlessly engage in these attention-seeking behaviors. By young adulthood, he was quite successful at actually getting attention. And as it turns out, a tendency towards the histrionic is perfect for the role of New York City club promoter.
Let me
A
see.
spectacle is exactly what these clubs wanted to draw people in. And a spectacle is what they got with Michael Alig. He was soon given free range over a series of regularly occurring club events, which he branded Disco 2000. And these parties had a definite outlandishness.
Oh, I might have to check that out sometimes.
And a definite degree of sexualization with a hot body contest as the main event, and a combination of outlandishness and sexualization. But for a while, it seemed drug use, while happening, was not a primary focus for Michael. He may have been mostly enjoying a more natural form of intoxication.
Are you familiar
as
with
the organizer of these
Scientology?
uber hip events, and really the ringleader of this burgeoning
I know they have
and the attention he was getting,
like a place set up in like New York
seemed to only grow bigger.
where they get harassed all the
He
time.
and the club kids were featured on daytime talk shows, including Waldo, multiple times between 1990 and 94, as well as the
Oh my
Show,
god, I
Joan Rivers,
can't
and
believe
others.
this guy
But
became a
eventually,
serial
the
killer.
apparent need
That
to
is
keep
crazy.
ratcheting up these parties, to keep outdoing himself, led to two
I've seen
noticeable
him on like so many
One was
videos.
that the Disco
He was a
2000
club
parties
kid.
took a turn for the gruesome, including one event named after his favorite childhood movie, Blood Feast. The
Cool
other was
dog.
that Michael's
What, did you see my
substance use
dog?
Became habitual and extreme, with his favorite drug
Harley,
reportedly being ketamine.
I have
but
another.
often taken
Harley,
with
come
a whole
here.
slew of uppers and downers, including
Come
the
here, big
hardest
girl.
versions of each of those. And this also seemed to correspond with the whole club scene becoming more and more of a drug scene. Until
Are
an
you gonna be
eventual
there,
DEA
Pickles?
raid of the club kids' home base.
I want to see the movie The Woody Woodpecker. I've not seen that. It's been out a few years, but I haven't seen it. Oh God, Harley, you're so heavy.
When the owner had to capitulate his own house after the DEA raid,
Yeah, this is the other doggy, Harley. Yes, I know. Yeah, I'm not really into Woody the Woodpecker. I didn't like that movie. My roommate watched it. I have a beagle mix. She's on the floor though. She's comfortable in her bed. I know, Harley. You gotta no, you gotta go back to your bed now. But you gotta go back to your bed, baby.
For a while, there were 3 people living at that apartment. Michael Alig,
Yeah, I'm
another
spoiling
close
them. I
friend,
shouldn't
Robert
let them
Briggs,
up here.
Anthony Freeze, and Angel Melendez. Then on March 17, 1996, Angel disappeared.
What do you like to do for fun? I don't know. Like, my interests change every, like, 3 months. I would say I like to play video games, but I haven't played a video game in at least, like, probably 2 or 3 months. It's like my interests kind of change with the seasons. Like, right now, I don't know what to do for fun. I really don't know what to do when I'm off of work. I go walking sometimes. That's about it. That's all I really do other than sit at the house, is I'll go down to the parks and stuff. I like to cook and fish. Pickles, sometimes certain things you say really get me, and it really gets under my skin. And you know it, and it really does. Like, sometimes I'll be overthinking. You have a talent for that.
Money and drugs. He cut off the legs and threw them away.
What's
in
your
garbage,
favorite movie?
and then
God,
put
there's
the
so
rest of the
many.
body in a box.
Every time someone asks me that, though, I always think of the movie Kill Bill. That was one of my favorite movies of all time, Kill Bill. I saw it when I was like 13.
So his friend's plan was apparently to get Michael sober.
But yeah, it just depends on what genre and what day. But every time I think, what's your favorite movie, I think of Kill Bill. So it must be that. I just love, like, a large group of, like, badass women. And it was just so flashy, and everything was so, like, such a stereotypical, like, fanboy, like, movie. It was like a big mashup of all of his, like, perversions and desires of, like, all different kinds of, like, you know, badassery. I just loved it. I love Quentin Tarantino. My second favorite Quentin Tarantino movie would be, you got Pulp Fiction, but Death Proof. Death Proof is so good.
Both Michael and Freeze then moved Angel into the bathtub. It wasn't until 5 to 7 days later that they decided they needed to do something with the
Your
body.
N keeps lagging? What do you mean?
25 bags of heroin.
Have you ever seen the movie Heat with AI Pacino? No. Is that a real movie, or are you fucking with me? It's so late I don't even know.
In a cab to dump into the
All
basement.
4
So
hours.
an asterisk here, Michael has since denied certain particulars of this story, although never just denying it outright. He'll say things like, well, Freeze actually hit Angel with the wooden end of the hammer, not the metal end. And Angel died of asphyxiation, but Michael never smothered him. And Rodrino was actually just something he put in the bathtub later once he realized Angel was dead, because for a while he thought Angel was just passed out unconscious. In 1997, both Freeze and Michael Alig pled guilty to manslaughter and were sentenced.
Heat is like
for
4
10 to
hours
20
long. So,
years.
Kevin, you've seen that?
Michael Alig was released in 2014. As some of his post-release time was to be included in the documentary.
Want to smack you around, call you whore, and make you love me. That's
So in
actually
this
the sweetest
documentary,
thing you've
you
ever
can
said
see
to me,
after he's released from
Pickles.
prison,
Thank
he's
you.
hanging out with another former club kid, James St. James.
That is
They're
the
gallivanting
sweetest
around
thing I've
Manhattan.
ever heard
They
from
watch
you.
at least
Actually,
one movie about the
Pickles.
club kids.
I'll take that
the
one.
dramatized version of Party Monster, where Macaulay Culkin plays Michael Alig. Michael refers to him here as just Macaulay.
And Macaulay's like this accent, this like weird British accent, and he's like,
Rest
I'm
in
going to
peace,
watch
my
the movie now."
sleep.
I was thinking, like, am I going to have to start imitating Macaulay,
Harley, do
imitating
not
me
bite
in order
her.
for people to
Do
believe that
not
it's really me?
bite
Because it's
her.
like, that's not how I am at all.
Be
But
nice.
there are a few points where Michael Alig seemed to show psychological insights he gained in prison.
And none of you had
Harley,
anything to
get
do with
down.
this, so
Leave
it
her
was extremely
alone.
selfish, but I mean, that's
No,
kind of like that junkie
no.
mentality of like,
Do not bite her.
I'm going down, you're all coming down with me. But I mean, I'm not blaming
Okay,
the
get
drugs,
down.
I just think
Get
they
down.
use the drugs
Get
initially,
down.
But I mean,
Get
you know,
down.
yeah, I mean, you know,
Get down.
the
Don't
symptoms
bite
of
her.
drug addiction
You better lay
almost
down.
mirror exactly the symptoms
I said you better
of
lay
being a
down.
sociopath. I mean, it's like the selfishness, the narcissism, the lying,
My family,
manipulative,
grandparents, I don't know if this is said.
they're all very
What?
similar. The only difference is that it's
Nothing, just watching,
But the question is,
watching something on the
was this
Freudian
sincere?
death drive.
There's a kind of old school principle
I'm still
in
trying to figure out what it
psychiatry,
is.
which is that you should not actually do psychotherapy with antisocial people because you'll end up just teaching them more ways to appear trustworthy, but potentially just aid them in their manipulations. Now, this idea has been challenged with the not unreasonable question of, well, what can you do for antisocial personalities if not therapy, right? But I have to wonder if there was something to the old school idea, particularly when you contrast Michael Alig's
I want to call you or
insightful
slap you around and
statements
make you
with
love
the
me.
later
Don't
scene where he's joking and
don't try to
laughing with his
seek my
friend about
approval.
dumping Angel's body in the river.
What a nice place to do just like
No, that's the sweetest thing Pickles has ever said to me. Pickles reminds me of my dad. He's really hard on me. And he doesn't want to talk to me, but he kind of does. I don't know.
Rationalize this with things like, it's been 20 years, all of the emotional processing happened a long time ago, and look, it was distasteful, but humor is just how
He
we
said,
deal
don't
with it."
try to seek my approval.
But
If you guys only
I
knew what that
honestly,
meant, that's
you know,
a
while I do
lot.
think
That's really sweet of
Gallows humor
him.
can be a useful tool in dealing with certain
I know it
uncomfortable
doesn't
things
seem
in
like
life,
it to you
like
guys,
death.
but this is
I
Pickles
think
being
dark
nice,
humor
and I
works
like
to
it.
diffuse emotions like
What's
fear
my
or
dog's
sadness,
name? So
not remorse.
the big black one,
If
she's a
someone were
pit.
feeling
Her name is
remorse or
Harley.
regret about causing
And then
someone
the
else's
oldest
death,
one, she's a little
I
white
don't
dog
see
that was
that
up
as a
here.
jumping
She's
off point
14.
for
Her name is
jokes with
Daisy.
healthy people.
And then I have
Making
Caroline.
mockery
She's a
of that kind of
terrier.
situation
She's
doesn't feel
under
right
my
to
bed
me.
right
I don't
now.
know
That's where
here.
she sleeps
I
at.
don't know, maybe I'm just not
And
as
then I have a
eyebrow
beagle
humor,
mix,
right? But
and her name is Xena.
I think this is a sign that the desire to shock for the sake of attention is still present in Michael Alig at this point. I think this was a performance for the cameras, you know, knowing the microphones were on and being unable to resist shocking the audience with this conversation. Incidentally, in a media interview after his prison sentence, Michael Alig would disclose that he was
Puss in
diagnosed
Boots
with
Pickle.
histrionic personality disorder.
Pickles never.
And he sounded pretty
Pickles
proud of
is
that.
actually being really
There's
nice
a
right
Guardian
now.
article from 2014 where Michael's quoted as saying, "It's very funny, my diagnosis. If you look it up, you only have to have 5 or 7
This is
symptoms.
so
I have
unlike
every single
you,
one."
but it's so sweet.
The reporter then writes, "He looks thoroughly delighted." And Michael adds, "The doctor some cool features, but are differentiated by what becomes the primary directive for the person. Narcissistic, I would say it's essentially ego gratification through social validation. In borderline, it's more like ego stabilization through emotional attachment. In
That's what my roommate
antisocial,
has.
It's more like
That's what my roommate has, is borderline personality disorder. He says I have it too, but I don't believe in that. But yeah, it's pretty intense. Okay. I'm a smooth criminal. Joe, what are you up to? Pickles, that was kind of sweet, not gonna lie. I know, Pickles is being so sweet. He's like my harshest like critic. But he is being so sweet tonight. He'll stop eventually, but I'm just going to enjoy it while it lasts.
The ego
I don't
is
ever
just
get to see
serving
this side
the
of
id,
Pickles.
which is seeking primal gratifications and using the ego as a mask for getting those primal needs met. And in histrionic, it's ego gratification through attention. So all of these personalities, I would say, are reactions to a deep-seated sense of being no good. Right? The core belief is I'm no good.
No good.
And then they're each seeking some means to correct that feeling.
Yeah.
So in histrionic, it's like the answer to the question, how can I know I'm actually good, despite feeling like this? The answer is, well, if people are paying attention to me.
See, Pickles? That's what you were saying earlier, remember? You were saying that earlier. It's like you're a part of it's like you're a part of the therapy or whatever. I'm sorry, I'm so right now I have my own place and job and I'm only 20. Holy shit, that's awesome. That is awesome. Save money.
The answer is, well, if people are paying attention to me. Now, one serious
If people
risk,
are paying attention to me, that will take away the feeling deep down inside of being no good. That's histrionic. And then you have borderline personality, which is filling that need of abandonment or not being good enough through the validation of like another person, is what I'm getting. It's not even about that. It's about a murderer, though.
in a histrionic personality, the kind of thing that could turn someone who might otherwise just want to be on a bunch of reality TV shows, say, into someone capable of monstrosities, is when the desire for attention and ultimately fame becomes so strong that infamy is seen as just as good. Like, hey, fame would be great, but infamy or notoriety, that'll work too. Another example of this same turn from seeking fame to seeking infamy would be Luca Magnotta, the subject of the Netflix documentary Don't Mess with Cats. But for some reason, in this Michael Alig case in particular, this is one where I started thinking about.
That's not BLP. God damn it, you are growing on me. Sid, who do you mean? Are you talking about Pickles? Pickles is being so fucking nice right now. Aye, boss, it's not a bad thing. No, you guys don't understand. He's being so sweet right now.
One of Sigmund Freud's lesser-known concepts, which is the
It's
death drive,
actually
is something that might explain how a histrionic
making me
desire
feel
for
better.
fame transforms into a desire for
Because
infamy.
he knows how to get
Because I
under my
wonder if
skin
when Michael
so
Alig jokes around
well.
about dumping more bodies in the bay on film, if it goes beyond merely wanting to shock people for attention, it's as if some part of him craves his own destruction.
It's like
in that
he gives a little and then he takes it away. And then he breaks it all down and then he kicks it around and then he just gives a little bit more.
Trying to destroy his reputation, or at least potential reputation, as a reformed
But if you were
citizen
nice all the time, that'd
after
be
having served
cool
his time in
too.
prison. And it seems like the same sort of force that compelled him to say, "I killed
But yeah, he is
Angel,"
being very
during that
sweet
media
right now.
interview prior to his arrest.
I killed Angel, and
In that case, it was like he was trying to destroy his freedom, because who on earth would say such a thing if they didn't want to get caught? So the destruction of some form of the self seemed to be a common theme.
I didn't want to give the wrong impression that, you can commit a horrible crime.
I'm smart enough to know that I'm young, dumb, and full of cum. Yeah, and whatever you do, do not date a crazy bitch and let her move in your apartment or your house.
And I can just
because she will be so difficult to get out.
not have to go to like an
Joe, who are you talking about? Are you talking about Pickles? Yeah.
Michael Alig died of an
Pickles has it like that.
at the age of 54. And I can't help but think this was the influence in an arc.
He came in here one day just like talking
So,
like
in light of this,
just really like
let's talk
just
about
hitting me hard in the gut like
Freud
over
is a
and over
controversial
again.
and polarizing figure
And I
who
don't know,
expressed
it just
all sorts
kind of
feelings
worked.
throughout his life. His writings
I don't know
are
how he
something
did
we
it.
should
I really
accept
don't.
wholesale, but I think his influence on psychiatry and more impressively language and culture is undeniable.
But I've never seen
The
him be
whole
nice to
notion of
me
there
before.
being a subconscious and unconscious really didn't exist before Freud. Same goes for concepts of the ego and the id, which I just
Don't say that.
Now, whether and which of his influences are
Am I really?
bad, I think is
No, don't
debate,
answer that. Okay,
but
I
it's quite
believe you.
interesting
I
and
believe
prolific.
you.
What's often forgotten was that he was actually a neurologist, and it was really his interest in things like what we would now call conversion disorders and psychogenic non-epileptic seizures, which
I know, he's
neurologists
being
often
really
see.
sweet.
These are what seem to motivate his development.
What do
of
you mean by that?
So to Freud, well, he
I don't
believed
even know what I
talking
just
was the
said.
cure.
Let
He
me
didn't
see.
believe the basis
Honestly, used to not having a boyfriend. Here, girl.
active brain phenomenon were not. But a lot of his language was otherwise actually quite analogous to known medical physiology at the time.
I don't know. Pickles just automatically just kind of like tapped into like something deep seated, like within me, and he just like he hits on it when he wants to, and it creates like this really cool like
So all of that's to say, when Freud was describing
connection that feels like different, you know, because he's not just kissing my ass. It's like, I don't know.
Was in Freud's own words,
I don't know how to explain it. I'll have to think about it.
to restore to an earlier state of things.
But I know what it feels like. I know the emotion it evokes. He's very good at invoking a specific emotion. Like, it's like he knows how to press a button that nobody else can see. I'll put it that way.
Physical phenomenon of matter always tending towards increasing disorder. But some post-Freudians have proposed that the death drive may be conceived as the expression of entropy in organisms. Now,
And then
Freud
Hugh
contrasted
Janus,
the death drive
he's
with
asleep right
libido,
now, but
which
he's
is
around
the
when Pickles
fundamental
is here
drive
too.
towards life,
I'm sure he would
creation,
know
reproduction.
what I'm talking about.
Remember, this is not long after Darwin, so to Freud, the idea of natural selection implied there was a force in organic matter which seeks not only survival, but reproduction. So a physical force driving that, and then in opposition, this other physical force, the death drive, which sought destruction.
Oh my God.
Intrinsic to our bodies and brains.
Oh my
And the reason
God.
Freud came up with the death drive is that it was the only way he could explain certain things. A subset of his patients seemed to be
But Pickles,
engaging in
you're
behaviors
only
that were
5'8"
in clear
too.
opposition to their own
It's the
self-interest,
same height.
and in opposition even to their own pleasure.
And height doesn't
from
matter.
which they couldn't stop. Behaviors like seeming to compulsively seek out and reenact damaging relationships or potentially traumatizing experiences, engaging in repeated
Only
compulsive
if, okay,
self-destructive
I'll
behaviors,
consider
or
it
in capital
only
S
if
things, aggression. So
I
in
have
case
to
in doubt,
hide
substance
every
use
single
was
time
clearly a
before going in
self-destructive
your
behavior.
house. I need to be
But
hidden
the
in the
question is
floorboard.
whether it was the primary cause of his subsequent destruction of life, Angel's and later his own, or was substance use itself just another symptom of the thing that was causing all of this destruction, perhaps an unbridled death drive. So let's think about
Stop, you
his
guys. It's
favorite
too
drug,
late in the night.
ketamine is an anti-NMDA receptor antagonist which causes an increasing degree of dissociation up to the dose that causes a full anesthesia. The
I like to
experience
eat at
of
the Y,
dissociation from
so I'm
one's
not
typical
bashful.
sensations of
What does that
immediate
mean?
surroundings
I know you guys
is
are making me
locally
bashful
called
right now.
a
It's too like
There's
late.
Alex Friend, James
It's
St.
so
James,
fucking late.
I remember the first couple times I ever did it, and I was like, this is awful. Why on earth I want to,
Have you watched The Woman in the Yard? It's so good. No, actually.
Which is what I call it. And that's where, like, you know, all of a sudden you're cleaning.
I wonder if it's on Max or something like that. I have Max, Prime, Freevee, Netflix, AMC. But no, I've never heard of that. I do like horror movies though. I know this is gonna sound weird, but I'm home alone, and I'm not used to being here alone at all. That's why I have like the dogs in here. It's in the movies. Womp womp. No, Joe, no. No, 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 no. No womp womp. No womp womp. But yeah, is it on anything? I'll make you hide in the floorboards if it makes you feel special. Stop. No. Joe, stop saying L. No. No. I can't. I can't. Fuck. Daisy, I'm scared.
Mirror joy, the overwhelming relief after Miralax helps you go. Miralax works naturally, watering your body, putting you in a supernaturally good mood. Miralax, for your gut,
Oh
for
my
your mood.
god.
Brunch. Nice brunch.
Your Queen Victoria, you know, traits.
No, I'm telling you,
know,
he's doing a
and you
case
don't
study
really
on
know where
me.
you are, you don't really know who you are or what's going on, but it doesn't matter. Everything sort of makes sense, even though nothing makes sense.
The other thing about ketamine is that it's now used
Hold
as a treatment
on.
for major
He
depression.
said, girls like you want guys like me to take pictures of you to make you feel better about you. See, it's a psychology study. It's a psych study. He knows what's going on. That's what I'm saying. Do you guys see what I'm saying now? He knows what he's doing. No, I'm telling you, it's deeper than that. Do you see what I mean? Do you see how he flips? He psychologically is working. He is psychologically putting in work with
I
me.
could talk about the current neurobiological theories, but for our purposes
All
right
through,
now,
like,
I want to talk
texting.
about what might be going on the psychological level. I would propose that psychedelics or dissociatives, like
And I mean,
ketamine, have
honestly,
their utility in mentally stepping outside of your usual
just to
patterns,
correct
putting
him,
this altered perspective, so that you can consolidate.
I don't even want
that
to correct
new
him. I'm just
habitual
going to shut the
perspective
fuck
when you
up.
come back into yourself. If instead you keep redosing and end up basically keeping yourself in that old perspective, there's no room for growth or point at which it's consolidated. You're basically just making this altered perspective your new normal. In perhaps spiritual terms, the mind-altering experience can be thought of as part of Joseph Campbell's hero's journey, which he said was a fundamental structure of human narrative found over and over in mythology, likely because it says something about our fundamental human experience, and thereby maybe a structure in our brains somehow. So here's the cycle.
Oh,
You
nut
have a
on your
hero who's
face.
called
Hold
to
on.
adventure, maybe has a supernatural aid, and that allows him to cross this threshold with helpers and challenges along the way. He
Pickles.
ultimately finds oneself in the abyss, where there is some revelatory experience, which then leads to transformation.
Girls like you
atonement,
want
and
guys like
return of
me
this supernatural gift.
to like
So
pictures
with
of you to make
ketamine
you
or
feel good
psychedelics,
about
I would
yourself.
say it's about this transformation. You could conceive them as the supernatural aid, which allows for this journey.
Is that
into
the truth,
underworld or the abyss, that there's
I
a
don't know. It might
revelation
be.
there, and
It
that
really
then
might be. I don't know.
transformation
I don't
with
post
the
pictures though. I
return
just do
of
live
this gift
streams.
of new insight back to your regular life, right? I'm proposing that for Michael Alig,
What's your
perhaps the
favorite
reason
game?
ketamine
Mine
was his
is
drug of choice
Roblox.
was that it allowed
And you get
at
bullied
least
up
a
there because of
partial
your
fulfillment
voice?
of the death
Jesus
drive
Christ.
by allowing him to go into that abyss. that K-hole.
Before it went
new
offline,
place
Friday
to
the
live.
13th was my
The
favorite
underworld,
game, like the
right?
online
It's like he and the
multiplayer.
club kids were just staying down there in the
My
underworld,
favorite
just
game of
hanging
all
out,
time is
exploring the
Dynasty
space,
Warriors 3 on the
because it was fulfilling
PlayStation
this
2.
death drive.
And then
And
my
if you
other
look at the
favorite
aesthetics
current
of
game
the
that I don't
parties,
play right now is The
it
Sims
was
4.
hellish, ultimately. It was like, this is where they wanted to be.
That's
The
why
underworld.
you're doing what
Now,
you're
there may have been a
doing
time
right
later on
now.
in the club kids when the creative forces of creating this subculture, having these
I really
social
like you,
successes for
but I
Michael
have to go to
Alig,
bed. My
who had been
girlfriend
the
is calling
libido
me right
balancing
now
against
to
the
go to
destructive
sleep. So I will
aspects
see you
of the
tomorrow.
subculture.
Alright, I'll
It
see you
doesn't matter.
tomorrow,
Freud
pickles.
himself proposed we deal with the death
Good
drive.
night.
Well, he said it was the role
Oh my
of the libido,
god.
the creative force, to redirect the death drive
What is
into external
happening
outlets
right
that
now?
allowed for an application of
What
the
is
destructive
happening
impulse
right
into
now?
mastery was a word he used. So if you can,
They've
if the
cracked the
creative force
code.
lets the
They have
destructive
all
force channel
cracked
itself
the
towards
code. They're like, what do you
mastering
fucking
some
want?
external
You
thing,
want some fucking
that's
attention?
how to keep it
I'll
from
give
becoming
you some
pathological.
fucking attention.
Now, it can seem kind of strange, the
They
idea
have
that
just
a
cracked the
destructive
code.
impulse is actually what's behind mastering something. But then, if you think about some of the language we use even today
Oh my
for
god.
masters of their craft, sometimes there is something like, crushing it. Someone who's
Again,
really
that's
good
why
at
you're doing what
something
you're
is
doing right now.
crushing it.
No, I'm telling you,
You're
what
surfing,
what
you're
what
shredding,
BF
right?
just
If you're
said.
really
Pickles
good.
is a
Stand
smooth
up
talker.
comedy, I'd say, is
I
where
don't
you say
know
this
who the
most of
fuck
all.
that guy is.
You know,
I have
the
no
key
idea
word
who
for
he is.
performing a good
And
set
he
is
could
killing
totally
it.
just be playing me
You're
right
killing
now,
the
but
audience.
I don't know. I
Maybe
just feel like
destroying
he is
it.
psychologically like
For some reason, it seems like
he
this
knows what
works.
to
This
say.
idea
Like,
that
and not even
can
just
be a
not even
destructive
in just
force
this chat,
is
but
something
like
we
all
also
the ones I've seen him before. He's so
subconsciously seem to
calculated. It feels
validate
like.
with our language, right? Now, in this case,
Yeah, he's
whether
very
the
he's a
death
very
drive
smooth he's a very
is
smooth
really what's
talker.
going
I will
on,
say that. I feel like
it's not
he
really
spent a
provable,
lot
right?
of
But the
time
question is
either
there an
online
explanatory power
or
above what
when
we
he
would
was a
otherwise
kid,
have
he
if
was
we
like a
think about
really
the
good
death drive
writer or
here?
something. Like
I think there's
I can
always
just tell.
alternative
It's
levels of
something there.
explanation. There's different verbiage for the same phenomenon. Oftentimes, Carl Jung, who was Freud's once follower,
Why do
and
you
critic,
moan?
probably would have said the death
That's just
drive
kind
is
of
not
like my
some
thing.
intellectual thing. It's not some entropic
I'm just
force.
like really like
Really, my dear Sigmund,
whiny.
what
Just,
about is the shadow self,
I don't know.
which,
Honestly, it
is
started out
something
as a
that we
joke.
integrate into
It just started
our
out as
full
a
selves,
joke. You know, the
shadow
whole,
being
oh
masked,
yeah.
that's what underlies
It kind of
it.
started out with that like
That
years
being
ago.
integrated. How different is that from saying the death drive should be channeled
Or like,
into,
I mean, even when I was younger, I used to just
mastery?
get in my boyfriend's ears and just make really annoying like noises.
Interesting diversion into thinking about the Michael Alig case.
I've always done weird shit. I've always done weird shit. Probably just to like get a reaction out of people. I've always, said weird things or done weird shit because like it amuses me. And I like amusing myself, and I like when other people are amused too, I guess. And I just don't take anything seriously, like ever. I've never taken anything like very seriously. Not like in a bad way, but I just don't, just naturally, everything's a joke to me pretty much. Well, not that everything's a joke, but like I just like, I don't know. I just like to be funny. I like to be goofy, I guess. I've always been that way. I used to always try to make my parents laugh. So it's for attention. I mean, whatever. Yeah, I guess in a way. Yeah, it's for attention. I mean, I'm a human. I like attention. I like talking to people. Yeah, so whatever you want to call it, attention, connection, all that good stuff. Yeah, give it to me. I like all that good stuff. I mean, I'd rather be up here, like, talking to you guys than, sitting here alone, Let's find some more creepy documentaries. Why is your room so foggy? It's my lighting. It's just my lighting. It's because you're sitting underneath my lamp and there's like a glare. Splattercast.
I brush my hair so I look like a dope, and people will stop commenting about how dumb I look with my hair. Even though
You make
they don't
weird
care.
noises because you have daddy issues and I like it. I mean, facts.
Good evening, campers, dreamers, and babysitters, and welcome back to another recommendation list. Of course, this one being another one selected by you, the wonderful audience. who
You would love
participates
you as a
in our
friend in
community
real
polls,
life because you and
being
me are the same person.
misunderstood horror
Girly.
films. Yes, this is one that I've been wanting to do for a little bit, as most of these are. That's why I make them. But yeah, I've been really looking forward to this. I do want to talk about a few of these movies, particularly
Oh,
number one,
fuck.
being, I guess, more of a thriller, less of a horror film, but I still very much consider it a horror film. So I guess we'll talk about that when we get there. But I'm excited to talk about some movies that I just feel don't.
Can
get
you sing
highlighted
beautiful
enough.
things? I
And,
can't
time to
sing.
break it up
I'm
a little
not
bit.
the I'm
Wanted
not the
do
one to
some
sing,
old, some
friend.
new, only 5 picks.
Um,
We'll just have to kind of deal with the triggers. But it's like any good horror movie. there can always be
Where are
sequels.
you
So,
live?
if
What
you
do you
guys like this
mean?
video,
Why am I
give us
live?
a
I have
thumbs
no
up,
idea. I
share
just
it,
didn't want to be
subscribe,
alone.
show all the support you can. I love you. And yeah, might as well just hop right into the list. Coming in at number 5, we have 2011's The Thing. At an Antarctic research site, the discovery of an alien craft.
Alright, I'm gonna go back to the other guy. I liked him better.
Our bombas will make absurdly comfortable socks, slippers will float in, and underwear.
I've been with a lot of girls just like you, and they're all cheap. Bye, Joe. Have a good night. What do you mean cheap? Yes, I am cheap. I'm very poor, thank you.
So here we have Michael Alig in an immediate interview prior to his arrest, bragging about having killed Angel Melendez.
He was a copycat. He was one of those copycats that we hate, so we killed him. I killed Angel, and that's the kind of thing that gets me in trouble.
So in light of the recent Lori Vallow sentencing, I'm going to revisit some things about the case that always stuck out to me. I'm gonna
Pickles
start
is
with
back.
this one of narcissistic personality
I like
disorder,
to take girls with
which is a
dark hair.
preoccupation with
With
fantasies of
blondes are
unlimited
so much
success, power,
fun.
brilliance,
Wait,
and even
what? I like to
ideal
take
love.
girls with dark
Now,
hair
I wanna
with
ask,
blondes?
what would the most
Or with
extreme
blonde?
version of
What?
this preoccupation look like? Now let's revisit some things we know about Lori
So what do you
Vallow.
mean? Like you like to take a girl
I'm
with
taking
dark
some
hair
tips
and make
from
her
the
do
Netflix
stuff with girls with
documentary
blonde
Seen
hair?
One Another.
Or is that just what I wanted to hear? Or did you say like a girl with black hair with blonde mixed in it?
And I was trying
Is
to
that
teach
what
her
you meant?
some things, and she started crying. And when she got home, she told Janice and her.
Is your
brothers and
favorite
sisters,
color black? No,
"Dad
it's
is a
green.
spiritual
Green's my
child."
favorite color.
She was very sensitive to that.
So when we then look at the timeline of Lori Vallow's life,
What
one
country?
thing that sticks
America.
out is the number of marriages.
Love from
And I'm not saying
America.
that
The
everyone that
yaya.
has multiple marriages is motivated by a continuing seeking for something more perfect and more ideal. But I think
You're
in this
stupid.
case, it makes sense to ask whether
That's funny.
looking for this idealized version of a spiritual giant and an obsession
guys
with
are
an
funny.
idealized love is what kept her unsatisfied through all these relationships and motivated the next and the next and the next. And that it was only when she met someone
I can't even
who
focus right
actually
now.
believes that he was
You make it
messianic,
clap, and
that he
I
was
want to
essentially
sniff
a prophet,
it.
and a
Daniel said
spiritual ideal
same.
himself,
Oh
when
my
this
god.
seeking seemed to reach its ultimate endpoint.
And he has
Oh, I
first-hand
can't
experience.
take it right now.
He's
Oh.
against the cliffs, and he claims he's not
Fuck.
unconscious. That's the moment when Chad Daybell believes that he can look beyond the veil and bring back visions from the future.
My
And his
god.
mind's eye, it gives him the power of being a prophet.
So she finds someone who actually reinforces this obsession, this preoccupation with
Pickles, you
ideal,
need to go to bed.
pure,
You have to
all
go to
good
bed.
love, because he's perfect, right? He's a Christ-like figure.
Joshua
and
Camel
he cannot
Toe.
share in this artifice of perfection. And it actually makes me
It's more like Moose
wonder
Knuckles.
if something like a folie à deux could be going on here when two people are mutually reinforcing something that
It's
could
large
be
and in
delusional.
charge,
I'm not
chunky yet
diagnosing
funky.
either of them. I've not examined them. But there is this rare phenomenon where two people can share in a delusional disorder called the French for the folly of two. But so prior to this,
Joshua Camel
ultimate
Toe. What time is
endpoint,
it there? It's 8
someone
o'clock
who
here.
shares
It's like
this
2 o'clock in the
extreme
morning.
spiritual idealism, delusional or not, Lori Vallow is perpetually seeking.
Actually, it's 3 o'clock in the morning.
To be on a
I gotta
stage,
go.
being
My food just got
recognized,
here.
you know,
Bye.
had to
Ideal
be
beauty, right?
really important.
Is important.
Being a good mom is very important to me, and a good wife, and a good worker, and doing all those things together is not easy, so I'm basically a ticking time bomb.
Oh, wow.
Being a good wife is very important to me, and a good mother, and a good worker, and being all of those things together is not easy, so I'm basically a ticking time bomb.
Jesus.
You know, I find that people will often actually tell you outright what their
Do you hear
mental
this?
hang-ups are. You know, they'll tell you what their problems are. And we
People
tend
will
to just
often, if you're
minimize it when we
listening,
hear it.
will tell
Which
you
is
their
really sad.
problems. They'll tell you their mental problems. They'll tell you their real problems if you're just listening and take things, you know. And that's what Pickles does. He digs into shit. I'm telling you. He picks up on cues, and he digs in there, and it's almost like he's trying to figure something out.
Here, being a perfect mom, a perfect wife, a perfect worker is very important to me. And because of that need to be perfect, I'm basically a ticking time bomb.
I want to be the perfect mother. I want to be the perfect wife, the perfect worker. And doing all those things at once is not easy, so I'm basically a ticking time bomb. Foreshadowing her future.
Because on some level,
So
she
she's
knows
basically
this is
just
unintended.
outright saying she's fucked
And
up
yet
and she's gonna snap
She
any
cannot
minute.
seem to release herself from this preoccupation. Also seems to manifest as forever seeking
I'll see you
a more
in the
perfect
morning.
union. But what
Hi,
her
Mike.
romantic relationships lack is instability. And so I do wonder if what you see then in her
Sleep is
relationships
for
with
the
her
weak.
children is a particularly
I don't think I'm going to
intense
bed
form of
tonight.
attachment. Because she is not getting attachment, a stable attachment
Do you like
from a lover
Trump?
or a partner.
Yeah, I
Because she's
do.
always obsessing and looking for a better one.
I like Trump.
What
I've
she
liked
ends up
Trump
with
ever
is a kind
since
of
I was like
controlling
a kid.
obsessiveness with the attachment from her children.
So we got till Tuesday night until the whole squad goes back home. Everybody's gonna have their own thing going on.
Busy lives, you're men now.
But as far as it like relates to politics, I'm pretty, you know.
Gotta get back to your sports and your girls and your classes.
I just kind of stay in my own little
So
bubble.
she seems particularly fixated on the girls' part.
Blissfully
He says
ignorant,
girls,
if you
and then
will.
she says it like 3 times. You got to get back to your girls, your sports, and your girls.
You're busy life with your men now.
Yeah, I got things going on. Girls.
Girls, gotta get back to
Basketball.
your girls. Gotta get back to your sports and your girls and your classes.
So it sounds pretty jealous.
You're up
to me
late.
for
Yeah,
her
I don't
mother
ever go to bed.
Talking about her son's potential romantic interests. And we do hear a bit more about her jealousy from Colby's partner as well.
Both felt
So
real potential.
I basically do this thing where I actually love sleep too, you guys, but I can't ever, it takes me a long time to get there. And I have a problem with waking up over and over again. So what happens is eventually one day I just crash and I sleep for like 14 hours straight.
I went to
Are you waiting for a sign? A sign for what?
My mom was just so upset with that.
What kind of
She felt like I was
sign?
taking Colby away.
What country are you in? You said Canada?
I think it was more about control for Lori than anything.
Oh, you're from the UK.
She would like snake her way into things and try to manipulate things or make Colby feel bad.
You're not liking, what are they saying? Northern, what are they doing in your country that you're not liking?
I don't know, I just always
Is
had
it like
that feeling.
economic or?
So that idea that Lori was mad at Colby for going to
'Cause I don't know
a
what's
Christian
going
church
on
with
over
his
there.
girlfriend seems like the first instance where
I know you guys are
religious
getting a new
belief
pope.
was sort of covering for an emotional need. So in this case, it sounds like the jealousy
I
is
love
really
you,
about
you
Colby
cheap
having a
bitch.
woman
Do
in his
nothing
life
but
that
trailer
himself,
trash. Stop
but
making me
the reason
blush.
she's ostensibly upset is a Christian church rather than LDS church. And I think, so that theme of religious beliefs working to justify certain emotional reactions
He makes me blush.
seems to be something that will
Stop.
happen more and more.
I was still trying to understand this new belief system that Lori had, and that's when she started telling me a little bit more about this podcast group that she was in. And she mentioned another member of the group, Melanie Gay.
We are here with Lori and Melanie this morning on our podcast for with Lori. We hope that
That's not the UK.
Thank you so much. I want everybody to feel
No, Jeremiah, Northern Powerhouse, he said, I think he's from the UK.
I can't tell you how many times me and Kylie talked about
They
this
eat it up, all my
Do you not
spaghetti.
feel off about this? And does this not just seem weird, like the way Mom
Welcome
acts
back,
and
Joe.
everything
I
you
love
do,
you, you
the
cheap
conversation
bitch.
was
Nothing
so
but trailer
I
trash.
didn't know there was a group. I didn't know she was in something. I didn't know that she was involved in any type of group. But I remember when she started going to these conferences.
Lori had wanted us to go with her, and Chad gave a talk at it.
Here's one of my favorite characters because this is how people think I act. Woody Harrelson in the movie 2012. And that's how my relatives honestly think that's how I've acted the last 5 years.
A tendency towards splitting the world into the all good or the all bad also matched perfectly with these extreme religious beliefs. Because
I had a
counterbalancing
cookie today.
against
It was good.
that
I was thinking about eating, but I don't want to eat. I need to be skinny. I need to be skinny. I need to lose like 500 pounds.
In this world,
Volume 7, toilet flowing over, chocolate cookies, loud noises. So dog, Chevy can totally handle that tonight. He's up there right now.
all of those that fall short of my ideal version of
You
them
should
are,
play
in fact, falling
Dead
short.
what?
And object relations theory, the
Dead
idea is
Rails? Is that
that
like a
in
game?
children, the world is made
I
of
wish
things that
Chevy
are
would
all
go
good
live. He's
and
at the
bad.
hotel right
The
now.
all good object is a loving mother, and the all bad object when the mother is, or the caretaker is neglectful or not present. But with time and enough
Hey Derek,
amount of
nothing. I'm just like
parenting,
watching
these things are
whatever I'm
consolidated
watching,
into
documentaries
gradations
and
of
shit on
people
YouTube
that we see as
from like
faults.
some guy with a
People that are
PhD. I
neither
just like to
perfect
hear what he's
nor
talking
all
about.
evil. So splitting is something that's more often associated with borderline personality disorder.
My
another
roommate
cluster
has
B
that.
pathology, but oftentimes these cluster B tendencies cluster together. And in this case, it seems that the spiritual view of the world as the chosen, the 144,000 who were selected for the
No, I've never
apocalypse
played that. I don't like
versus the
Roblox.
unchosen is sort of the ultimate split. I mean, it's literally the good and
Pickles,
evil.
why?
It's almost
Why
like
would
a
you do
too
that?
perfect of a
He's not gonna
justification
go
for
for
splitting
it.
the world.
Pickles, you don't understand. I have tried to get my boyfriend a new girlfriend. I have tried, and it does not work. It doesn't work. It just doesn't work. Like, I'm so serious. But why do you want him to have a new girlfriend? That's the question. Is it because you like seeing me in
What are seen
pain?
as what is actually going on in the world, that there are people that are pure good and there are people
Because
that
it
are
might
pure
be
evil.
that.
I would say that can lend itself to a psychotic level of splitting, meaning it is no longer reality-based. It does not respond to evidence to the contrary. It is like building a castle in the sky and then moving into it. And in that castle, there is the 144,000 that are chosen to.
They're
be the
lighter
ultimate
than
with you, and then
ticks.
there are the
What
other
are
people
what?
who are zombies or demons. And this becomes
Probably looks like Arby's
the
roast
view of
beef.
reality
How? Show your
in this level of
boobs.
splitting. Chad, now within a year of having met Chad Daybell,
Dog, sorry. I'm so
who
like.
seemed to so perfectly
They are
embody
lighter than
this
ticks.
fantasy
What's
for
lighter
an
than
ideal and
ticks?
spiritually pure
Tighter.
bride,
Okay.
Lori Vallow will
Yeah, I
file for
mean,
divorce from her fourth husband.
I don't know
Vallow,
what's
and
happening
Charles
right now.
Vallow will contact police and put in a petition for an emergency evaluation for Lori Vallow. This means that someone who knows a person is concerned that person is a danger to themselves or others. The police are asked to serve this petition. So take the person into custody so that the person
I
may
just
get
want you
a
to be
mental
my
health
girlfriend for a
evaluation.
weekend, and
What
that's
happened in
it.
this
You are
case
cheap and
was
act
that
like a
Lori Vallow,
hooker.
her friend,
That's how
and her daughter
people
Tylee
treat
went into the
you.
police station for an interview after this emergency petition was filed. Unfortunately, the video is quite blurry, and I've looked for
You
other
have
sources,
sort
but it
of
seems
a
like the only video we
UG?
have
What's
is a very
that?
blurry
What's a
version of the
UG?
interrogation room. But you can see Lori
But yeah, Pickles,
and her daughter Tylee
I get
next
what
to
you're
her
saying.
across
I
the desk
just
of
want
the
you to be my
officer asking
girlfriend for a
questions.
weekend.
What happened? What'd you go for?
And that's it. You're cheap and act like a hooker, and that's how people treat you.
I caught him cheating and I had evidence. I told him that. I told him not to come home and that his stuff
Dog,
would be gone,
please
and
do.
his car would be gone.
Madonna,
So he's a little mad.
So there
look
you
to
see
ya.
Lori Vallow getting worked up,
I
saying,
can see you
told him
until
stuff
you would be a
gone,
good
and his car would be
girlfriend
gone.
and make it
And then
wink
Tylee next to
every
her
weird thing I
seems
like and have a
almost
smile on your
instinctively like
face.
she
Wait,
knows
wait,
to.
wait.
It's like she's Lori's handler, and she's telling her to tone it down with her hands. See this?
I caught him cheating and I had evidence. I told him that.
Pickles,
I
are
told him
you
not to come home,
okay?
and that his stuff would be gone and that his car would be gone.
Doggleman, I would love if you would go fuck with Chevy. He would talk your head
And then
off.
it's like,
He
she
would
can't
talk
help
to
but still
you,
get some of that tension
dog,
out
for
with
literally
laughter.
like
She was
20
getting
hours
kind of
straight.
ramped up into
All the guns that you have and all the stuff that you're into, he would
just with
literally
that, the
run
fact that
his
she
mouth
has
to
this
you,
kind of
dog, for
ability that's able to
hours.
ramp up, one might wonder if there's a little bit of mania.
Oh, I look like a younger
But
Madonna?
she's
Oh,
quite
thanks.
good at
Are you a
maniaing,
government
at
employee?
least with,
Yes.
her daughter's help.
In a hotel.
So you
And he was
use a
coming home,
dildo.
And so this morning I took my son into school. He
No.
was waiting somewhere and like stole my purse.
Welcome back.
My whole purse, so my
Pickles,
phone,
you're
my
just so
wallet,
sweet.
my everything was in there.
Oh, why can't you just be like this all the time, Pickles? Why?
Get the purse back, that'd be
Just
fun.
be like this all the
And then I
time.
got my lip gloss.
Credit cards. Yeah. So she says, I'm really mad about the lip gloss. She's being kind of
No, I haven't seen that
superficial,
either.
maybe a little
Why
bit
so
flirty.
beautiful?
You could say that
I don't
if
know.
this is flirtatiousness, that could kind of go with
You know what's
a little bit
really,
of a
really
manic
crazy
episode.
though, Pickles?
wondering in retrospect, you know, some things maybe look different once we know what happens down the road. But I think
Ever since you've come in here tonight,
that might make a clinician.
it's like you took a
worried
weight
about,
off of my chest that you put up there earlier.
where
I am
then,
so cringe. I hate myself so much. Ah, I'm dying. I can't do
they
this.
can hold you for 24, 48, however long they
Oh my
necessarily get you.
god.
I'm
hot.
And investigate kids just for them. If you want a free medical evaluation, psychological evaluation.
Planning to sleep in about 3 days. If they have good
No. No, it's not illegal, Gaurav. I mean, you have to think, you know, in our country, like our president, you know, he's a, you know, he's a reality star as well. So no, you can still work in the government here and like record yourself. You just have to be shh about it, you know, like shh, you know, just keep it on the low. Just shh, don't tell nobody. Every girl I've known has a vibrator. It's okay. I have my hand. True. Why does your girlfriend want to hook my boyfriend up with someone else? Why? If I hear pickles one more time. Okay, Mike, I'll stop. I'll stop. I won't say his name anymore. I won't say his name anymore, Mike. Praying that you will get fired. Please. No. Go back. Don't.
So I'm not going to cover the whole story or go into all of these details. I think it's been so well covered by so many media outlets over such a great period of time that
Mike, what are you doing again? Are you drunk? I feel like you drink. You drink beer? Liquor? I'm a lawyer. I know exactly what to say to girls like you. Jesus Christ.
And so they started to kind of develop that connection right there. He had shared with her when they met that they had been married multiple times before. Not right now in this earth life.
But in my country, government officials cannot open YouTube channel as it will be violation of their rules and regulations.
Becoming reality, right? Because another person believes in this level of idealized fantasy. So, you know, what could compete with that?
Jeremiah, and you're flattered by the same guy that just told you he's waiting on his girlfriend. But that's my friend, though. And that's just what we do.
It sounds a bit like a shared delusion.
90% of the time, he talks mad shit to me. And then 10% of the time, like tonight, he's actually easing up a little bit so I don't completely break. That's what he's doing.
Splitting people into good versus evil.
I've never communicated with him and him not be an asshole. So this is the first time I'm seeing this other side of him. And that's why I'm just like, it's because like I don't see this side of him ever.
Hyper-religiosity, and it just played into these other traits that were already there, the need for perfection and tendency to split the world. But there was quite a fervor to their.
So that's the attention you're seeking.
We're here with Chad on our podcast. Chad, hi.
Well, serious question. Do you ever seek attention, Jeremiah?
Start with like your first experience with Jesus.
Bismarck, your dad would be so disappointed in you. He is. Absolutely he is. He won't even let me come see him, and I don't blame him. But that's fine. He's got four other kids. So he's fine. And I'm cool because I have plenty of other daddies. So everything's cool. He's disappointed in me. I'm okay with that. He's got 4 other children, and I've got other dads too. So we're all good.
She also must experience some subjective level of spiritual ecstasy for her to have gone so far down this road, right? And that combined
nothing really.
Where you might see some signs of
not from people who are negative to me. Okay, well, see, there you go, Jeremiah. That's what you're pointing out then. So it's not the attention seeking. but it's the attention seeking from people that are negative to me. Okay, so I get what you're saying. I get that now. But that's kind of the thing that started the conversation between me and Pickles in the first place. Is he said something very specific to me, and it stuck. It stuck like a needle. And he kind of picked up on that. And so in a way, it's kind of like me and him have this one-on-one thing where he keeps going back to the same like, you know when someone gets you and it gets under your skin? It's kind of like me and him go back and forth on that specific button that he presses. And so it's kind of almost like, in a way, what I'm getting from it anyways, it's kind of desensitizing me to things that used to bother me really bad. He represents something that I struggled with 3 years ago. The things that he said to me, the feeling that it invokes, it's kind of like it's helping me desensitize to it now and actually be able to get over that kind of stuff. And I know that sounds so complex, but it's a thing. It's a real thing. And that's why you like it. In the temporal lobe, too small and too transient to be picked up on EEG, but sufficient enough to underlie. And that's why I like it, exactly. The same way that full-blown temporal lobe. I will agree with you on that. Everything that was just said was correct. Let's go ahead and go to her stage. And now I'm getting that.
She is happy and very busy. Kylie is free now from all the pains of her life.
Exactly. You are attention seeking and looking for approval. And so day by day, I feel like I'm getting somewhere. I feel like I'm getting somewhere. At least you guys call me out for what it is. I mean, this helps. But yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is. You guys figured it out. And I mean, this is good for me. This is like good for me. You guys are teaching me something new about myself. Well, I mean, it's nothing new, but, and I'm sorry if I'm laughing and joking. That's just, it's like late at night. I think that her motives are not significantly different from what the prosecution indicated. Money, sex, and power. It's just that she's framing her motives through this lens of ego-protective. I cannot talk about my similar situation that you are experiencing. So you're going through something similar, dog? The reason she told herself she wanted these things was for these religious purposes. I know you've been busy the past couple of days. Yeah, that's what I mean too. And it's okay with girls like you. But yeah, sometimes you just have to talk about things and bring them out, and I get it, dog. I get it. This is tearing me up. Bukkake time. How did you know about the bukkakes? How did you know about bukkake time? Dog, do you want to come to my bukkake party? Chevy will be there. We're all fascinated by the idea of a return to Eden and a freedom. But I am the father figure in this case. Holy shit. Dog, I see that for you. Especially with Chance, with Chevy. You could father figure the fuck out of him and he would let you. Just take a couple of pictures of those guns you have and send them to Chevy. You will father figure the fuck out of him, I'm telling you. He would eat it up. Okay, now my wheels are starting to turn.
Of a cult of personality expressing an ideology that was apparently so.
Zachary, it's the only time.
That they committed the most brutal of murders in the summer of 1969. And see, if you don't
You guys are
believe
up late as shit.
Would you believe Wikipedia?
You people are having good time, not like this in Gaza. Are you in Gaza right now? Are you in Gaza right now? Really?
An overt act of conspiracy. So I'm going to propose that this ideology was in fact a fundamentally antisocial philosophy. If there's anything that united it, it was the antisocial themes of his.
It's only 9 p.m. It's literally 3 o'clock in the morning where I'm at.
Antisocial personality structure in a way that, for some reason, reverberated very heavily with the spiritual seekers he attracted in California in the late
Dog, Bukkake makes girls like you feel pretty.
After his conviction and initially death sentence,
Dog, you really should. You guys are gonna have to talk more. He's obsessed with your, like, your collection.
He had written all these songs, and there were.
He hasn't seen hardly anything yet, but he asks about it all the time. Dog. Bukkake makes girls like you feel pretty. You know, I don't need to feel pretty. That's not what I want. What is Bukkake? Can somebody please explain what Bukkake is?
Millions, sometimes tens of millions of views.
I feel like Jeremiah might be able to explain it better. What Bukkake is.
Usually the top comments, this is funny, I hadn't seen this.
Or maybe Pickles, I don't
see
know.
why people followed him. He's got a real way with words. I mean, obviously these are jokes, but on a lot of these Charles Manson interviews, you'll actually see a kind of more sympathetic treatment of him than you might expect based on the brutality of the murders that I think everyone is aware he was responsible. Without him as the cult leader, these murders wouldn't happen.
Do you ever do a Bukkake?
So what I want to do in this video
No comment.
is use some of the Charles Manson interviews that were conducted from
Multiple males
paint a
ejaculating.
picture of, you know, what was his life.
Guys, it's too late right now.
And then also, why does it have this kind of power of influence over people, whether it was
You guys are
original
terrible.
followers or this kind of
Ashneil, you know what that is? Okay.
semi-fan.
He's like, oh yeah, I know about that.
So there's so much to the story of the Manson family and the helter-skelter summer of 1969 murders that, you know, you could do an entire podcast or docuseries on Charles Manson, and many
But
people
she's
have.
female.
I'll just briefly say that in 1969
No,
there were a
Bukkake
string
on
of
me.
the most famous of which were the Tate LaBianca
Bukkake.
murders. These were on back-to-back nights. They were seen with random
My God.
near Beverly Hills, California. Sharon Tate, one of the brutalized victims, was a famous actress. The blood of the victims was used to paint words onto the walls.
Daisy, I'm
And so in terms
concerned.
of there being a media firestorm, I mean, it couldn't have been more high profile of a series of murders. It essentially put California and the U.S. as a whole.
Dog, I'm gonna get you and
Charles
Chevy
Manson became one of the most
with each other's
feared
number.
individuals in culture at
Maybe.
large. And yet there was this simultaneous current of fascination that seemed to develop with him. The idea of putting the country into a panic, though. That makes me
Dog,
think of
you can
something that I
have
wanna
my
tie in
boyfriend.
to Charles Manson.
I don't want to give him away because he's a really good one, but I'll let you borrow him for a while.
So Pan was
You
the
can borrow
father of
Chevy
shepherds
for
and
the
goat
weekend.
herds, of animals and pastures, and he himself had
All
the
you have to
appearance
do is just
of
like
part man
put
and
guns
also
in
part
his face
goat,
and
while
he'll be
representing
satisfied. He
part
won't
of
even
the
know what's going on
domestication of
around him.
animals he himself was retaining part of his feral nature, perhaps in the same way that, goats seem to eternally retain part of their feral nature, despite humanity's best efforts to domesticate them. And in Greek stories, Pan is most often seen as, playing the pipes, loving music.
I know that story.
Gallivanting
In
through the
Gaza,
woods,
it's haram.
sometimes indulging in some
I know that story in New York.
but
Cool.
generally a beloved figure for the ancients. And yet at the same time, it was believed that Pan had this...
What story are you talking about? I would promise to keep him entertained. Really? Could you borrow my... Could you, like...
Comes from Pan.
I don't know, take my boyfriend somewhere and go fishing or something. Or I don't know, whatever you guys do, talk about guns all night or something. He would love that. He really would. I'm not, you guys think I'm joking, but I'm not, dog. I'm so serious. I think he would love that.
Pan with his feral undertones.
Because he tries to talk about all that stuff with me, but I don't understand. It's like he might as well be speaking Spanish.
And it's interesting to consider that Charles Manson seemed to have induced a analepsy.
I'm not on the same level that you would be.
So let's keep that in mind.
I feel like you'd be able to entertain him very well. I only do bukkake on my girlfriends because they love it and it makes them feel special and pretty. I would promise keep him entertained. Oh yes. Fishing with a drone, he would die. Okay, I'm gonna have to tell him about that. I'm like, dude, he'll take you fishing with a drone.
And he has a kind of awareness of the effect that
bukkake my girlfriend because they love it. It makes them feel special and pretty. That's very sweet of you.
Essentially raised by institutions.
I like it when you're nice, Pickles. I like it.
And I learned to do all the things that you do in the form school. Then I went to,
I want you to stay like this forever.
I learned everything that you do in prison.
Keeps the skin moisturized. Is bukkake a gift? It can be, yeah. It could be a gift, yeah. It could be like a birthday present or a surprise gift from strangers that you don't know. It could be a a welcoming gift. Yeah, it could be any kind of gift. It's good for any occasion. The best thing you could gift your girlfriend would be a bukkake.
The culture of the institutions.
Because then you'll feel special and she'll feel special and pretty.
And is the source of those that he looks up to. The lessons he's learned from inmates, say, have
you should do a bukkake. I think you would like it. I would keep your panties as a souvenir. I have a fetish and I don't care who knows about it. That's right. Black Cops 420. Pickles, if it's that serious, I would actually send you a pair. I'd send you a pair. I will legit go to I will go to my local USPS down the road next Friday when I go back into town. Fuck even is this?
He's getting this kind of righteous indignation about the suggestion that
Harley.
other people much pain.
In the Indian culture, the act of ejaculation, the sperm is spiritual. Oh, is it spiritual for you, dog?
So he starts actually talking to Tom Snyder like he is talking to society. You did all of this to me, right?
I've been to every reform school you got across the country. We used to lay
Is it a spiritual moment for you too, dog? Fuck. I cannot believe I'm still up this late. It is 3:30. It's actually considered like an energy passing thing. They believe that the men lose spiritual energy and the woman gains it. That's actually really fucking cool to think of. That's actually a really cool way to look at it. And I mean, I think in a lot of ways, I think that does happen. I really think that does happen.
Doesn't have parents to have a love-hate relationship with, in a sense.
Like when there's like a bukkake on your face, it's just like you're just taking all their energy and just like consuming it.
It teaches you things. Like when you put your hand in fire, you know not to do that again.
See, so
it's just like it just becomes a part of you. Like you just take a little piece of them inside of yourself. It's kind of like, you know, being like succubi. Like every bukkake you have every time. No, really. Like when you're with a guy and he's losing, quote unquote, and you're gaining, it does feel that way. And I could definitely see that being like on a spiritual level. It's good.
Crystallizes into an antisocial philosophy.
Show me your panties. Pickles, I'm not wearing any right now. Another day though, I'll lay them all out on the table for you and you can pick which pair you want. Dead ass. I'll send them to you. If it's really like that, I will send it to you.
I haven't done anything I'm ashamed of.
And if you want me to wear them for like a day before I send them, just let me know. I got you, bro.
We're not being more perceptive. We're not being aware enough. We're not understanding.
Am I correct, guys? It could be if I had good weed flowing through my spirit.
Really offered society something.
I just got the sperm, just the sperm specifically, but that would fall under that umbrella. Oh. I feel spiritually enlightened right now just thinking about it. I have a panty fetish. That's awesome. Bukkake is a sperm. Holy shit. So females don't ejaculate. I mean, they do. You know, but it's just a little different, Asheen. Just a little.
Did you do that? Did you do that? Did I kill anyone? No. Did you go in and tie up a lot of youngsters that night? Very simple question. That night.
Yes, please explain that. I'm gonna let you guys take that one. You guys will have a field day with that one. I would take a bukkake from women. There you go. That's one thing I haven't actually seen before. That is one thing I have not actually seen before. That's just one category I've never come across before.
And I go as far as I can, and that's all you know. And then, as Tom Snyder's trying to reintroduce the question.
But yeah, I'm sure guys would be way into that, like hard as fuck.
So the idea of being an outlaw or being like Jesse James, I think, is part of the philosophy of Charles Manson. That because society has wronged him to such an extent, he is not subject to the laws of society because he does not see himself as part of society. Then he picks another figure that has been...
I'll put it on the stream so we can all watch. La. I don't have another girl here with me right now.
Charles Manson here is pretty explicitly saying, I'm not subject to the kinds of moral structures.
One of you guys will have to bring your girlfriends over.
I'm sure I even need to answer this question because would you ask Jesse James if he shot someone? I'm an outlaw. Usually, antisocial behavior is not so openly articulated. Usually it's hidden. The personality shows up with these behaviors, but tries to hide behind a philosophy of benevolence of some sort. But with Manson, if he articulates anything, it is this: an outright rejection of society and its rules. There's also an interview
What are you
from 1980
eating?
where he
The problem is
carved a
sperm
swastika into his forehead and
that
also
smells
the essence of
yucky.
his philosophy.
Do you mean the squirting women or the men? I don't know. It's like some ginger candy. It's just some like little gummies. And then I don't know, some other flavored gummies. The guys say, "What have you been eating? Dog, does your sperm have a smell to it?" Because I need to let Chevy know about that if it does. Does it smell like gunpowder? Because I think he'd be into that.
It's all the same to him. Any social institution.
Chevy doesn't swallow, though, I don't think. Just letting you know. Just FYI.
That's the message he's trying to tell members of society to get them to revolt against
Girls
society.
like to squirt on guys to show their dominance, and I'm cool with that. Yeah, absolutely.
To him, it's all the same. It's all meaningless. It's all institutions.
Do you ever just get like your hair like pulled back and just fucking like just like squirt it all over?
Now he'll go on to say that, oh, it doesn't actually represent the swastika that I have here. Doesn't even represent Nazi Germany. It was a spiritual symbol before Hitler adopted it.
I once watched a girl eat a cum omelet on the hub.
He knows what people are going to think when they see it.
So,
And I think
one of the first pornos I ever saw in my life, I was over at this girl's house named Jessica, and we were like 13. We were still in like 8th grade. And she like pulled out a laptop and she started like looking up all these crazy videos. And like the first video she showed, and it was the only one I even remember. It just showed a woman, right? It just showed her like vagina, and it was just chilling, and nothing was happening for like 30 minutes. And then she started pulling it apart, and you're just like, what's going on here? And then like you see something like inside, and you're like, wait, what is that? And then so she just pulls it apart, and then you see like the tip come out, and then just like a fucking entire football just like shoots out, and then it's just like a rush of liquid everywhere. And that was like the first thing that I had ever like seen. There's a female equivalent of erections. It's called tinting. Fun anatomy fact. Most don't know it explains a bit the same way during arousal. I showed my girlfriend you and she is totally down. I don't think it'll happen, but dreams come true. He said, damn, that's scary, to the football story. Well, smells like hot dogs, and I love it. That's too much for me. Golf balls are okay. The football was too much. So, dog, out of everything we've discussed tonight, the football was just too much, right? Everything else was cool. Just the football was too much.
Survival. So what we see then is a kind of baseline numbness, and the one thing that sadness can get turned into is anger. So if someone does something that actually hurts them, they're not going to experience it as hurt or pain. They're going to experience it as anger that motivates action.
I don't think it'll happen, but dreams come true. They do.
And with
Dreams do come true.
Statements that are consistent with
Dreams do come true.
depth of feeling. They'll say things like, I don't feel anything about it, or I wouldn't feel anything about it.
Midget porn or chicken nugget porn?
You know, if I wanted to kill somebody, I'd take this book and beat you to death with it, and I wouldn't.
Jesus Christ. If I had to choose one, I'd probably want to see chicken nugget porn because I don't know what that is, and I'm not sure if I do want to know. Maybe if I was hungry. And no, not joking with the football. Dog, nothing freaks me out. Dog has seen a lot in his life. So yeah, I could imagine it wouldn't freak you out. Because I know you've seen a lot of shit. I just can't believe you guys are up so late. Dog, Pickles, Zach, Zach, it's a different time zone for you, but I've never seen you guys be up this late before. Are you guys always up this late? Jessica? Is that her name? Jessica?
Would you go after anybody, Charles?
It's me, Jessica. Tell Jessica I say hello. It's only midnight for me, but I've never found a genuinely interesting and funny live. Oh, well, thank you, Helena. So what live did you find?
So there's a strange kind of honesty to his expressions. A strange kind of honesty that this is all just a game, this is all just...
But yeah, Pickles. Can I call you Jessica? Oh my god. You fucking idiot. Yes, you can call me Jessica. I can be Jessica number 2.
I think sometimes you can see the traces of what would be sadness on the face.
We are at the same party. That's right.
He's only experiencing it as anger, but we can actually...
Your chat is the funniest kind of absurd as seen above. Yeah, that's the boys. I love them. I love them so much. We do this every day. And it's really good because we talk about a lot of stuff. We educate each other. We actually work through our mental problems. Like they're helping me work through my daddy issues. And it's just it's good. It's fun. We share our boyfriends. We share our girlfriends. We're just here, just having a good time. I call Chevy daddy in my sleep. Oh God, I love it. I love it. Do you love that I want to call you Jessica and you're a homewrecker? Yeah. Uh-huh. Yes, please. I'll even stick with just being called Jessica number 2. You don't even have to call me Jessica if your girlfriend doesn't like it. Just call me Jessica number 2. Or just call me Jess. Which place do you work? What's your profession? Customer service. Because I like to give good service. So yeah, customer service. I give excellent customer service. Do you want to return to former state of life to the point where there is no life? Scientology.
I feel like you can still see the sadness in his eyes.
I mean, am I eager right now? No. I could wait a little bit.
Laughing through sadness. Honestly,
That's the Freudian death drive. Smart. You got it. I completely forgot. Yeah, that's what we were watching.
Now, what about the question of Manson?
That's what we were watching. That is crazy. No, they can't see your browser history. Premortal pool dive.
I've been an outlaw ever since I was born.
Weirdest hotel story. I think I've already told you guys. It just depends on what kind of mood you're in for. So there was this lady. She was probably like 30, and she stayed at the hotel for like 3 months straight, and I think she was schizophrenic because some nights she would have fits and she would bang on the walls. And then one day, it was like in the middle of the breakfast morning, like everyone was in the hotel having breakfast. She comes out of her room butt ass naked in a full schizophrenic psychotic meltdown, and is just running around the hotel screaming. And yeah, she just ended up had to be taken to a mental institute. And then I already told you guys about the guy that lured me up to his room saying that his AC was broken, and I was dumb enough to fall for it. And so I go up there and you know, thinking I'm gonna like try to show the guests that I'm trying to fix his AC. And then he just fucking like drops his like tile. His fucking dick is swinging, and I'm just like, I gotta go. But he had taken a screw out. He had taken a screw out of the AC unit to make it not work, just to lure me up there. And I think he's done that before at other hotels. The owner of a Wi-Fi network can, I believe, even if it's deleted from a separate data log. Yeah, technically. Actually, yeah. But yeah, Paul, brother Paul, you're absolutely right. No, we were watching about this killer. Michael Alig, I think. I forgot who he killed. But there was this moment where he was overdosing on heroin, and he talked about it was being like the perfect high. But he didn't realize it was basically because he was so close to death. So it's like he had that Freudian drive to basically, you know, try to resort back to, you know, not even being alive. It was interesting, but that's cool that you knew that. Shut the fuck up and show us your panties. I love you. I love you, Pickles. I love you. Oh, that was great. That's what I needed. Dog, cheers. Are you drinking, dog? Cheers. I'll send you some, Pickles. Yeah, I hear people having sex sometimes, and yes, I know who they are. I will literally walk past a room and hear certain noises and just go look at the IDs just to check and see what's going on, you know? I'm just kidding. No, we don't do that. The other guests know, though, and then they come up to us and they tell us about it. But no, I'm at the front desk, so I don't hear all that. But the other people do. Show us your camel toe being sucked up by your pussy. Pickles, stop being so romantic. It's too much cuteness. I can't right now. And guys, you guys need to go to bed. You guys need to go to sleep. It is fucking 4 o'clock in the morning. You can't see his comments? Why? I can see his comments. Me neither? What? You can't see Pickle's comments right now. Why? Why does it block his comments from you guys? Because he keeps saying panties? You're joking. Are you serious? No fucking way. So did you guys see that comment? It is romantic because girls love to do that. Can you guys see that one? Oh my god. So I've just been sitting here just talking about this shit. You guys couldn't even see. Okay, but you saw that one. I learned something new today. The little white one you just saw, Daisy. Pickles, send me your address, but just put the word panties in it, and they won't be able to see it. And I'll FedEx you a box of my panties. Swear to God, I'm not even fucking kidding. I'll pay for shipping and everything. I swear to God, I'm not joking. Just be like, fuck, shit, panties, goddamn, fuck, or something. And then just put your address in there, and they won't be able to see it. It'll only show up for me, and I will FedEx you a box of my panties. Well, no, not a box. Maybe like 2 pairs. And I'll send you an autograph picture, like inside with it, and you can just like keep that like at your shrine. And I'm so down. Like I will help you like collect more. Like we'll make this a thing. I swear to God, if you do it, I will send that shit to you. I swear to God. Yes, go ahead. Ask for permission or whatever you have to do. Go ahead. I need to know. I remember when I used to get high on meth. I used to watch porn with this girl in the room, and I'm pretty sure everyone could hear the whole night. Yeah, they usually can. And they're usually just too embarrassed and ashamed that they're not doing the same thing to ever say anything about it. I'll send you my address so you can send your panties to me, and I will make my girlfriend wear them. I love that. I'm down. Let's do it. Let's do it. I'm so fucking down. Just put really nasty words in there with your address, and it won't show up to anybody but me. So that way we don't dox you. But I will hook you up. Stop looking down the hallway like you see something down there. You're freaking me out. Wow, I get up to go to the bathroom and I'm checking my phone. This pretty face on my screen. Late night is cool. Hi, beautiful. Hey. Nice of you to join us again. Are you going back to bed? I don't know what everyone's doing up so late. I guess it's Friday night. Everyone's just staying up late. Yes, cool. I hope you guys don't have to work in the morning. This is like late night, like shenanigans. Late night bukkake. It's great. Virtual bukkake. Is it fat? What? Is what fat? My pussy? Hope to see you tomorrow. Night, night. Yeah, I'm gonna see you tomorrow. I'll be live all night tomorrow, I believe, from like 7 to 9, and then I'll take a break, and then I'm probably going to be on live all night tomorrow. I have to work for 12 hours tomorrow night. I'm going to have nothing to do. It's going to be so dead. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be up here. I have to take little breaks though, just like soon. Like I'm gonna have to charge everything, and I hate having shit on a charger. I still don't get what job you do. I service. That's what I do. I give amazing customer service. So you come in like where I'm at, and you're like hi, and then I analyze you quickly, and then like make you feel good, and I sell you a service like a cheeseburger, and I say thank you. It's like that, but with hotel rooms. So I'll be like, hi Asheen, would you like to book the booty room for $96? And you'd be like, yes, Jolene, I would love to book the booty room for $96. So then I give you keys to the booty room, and then you go get booty. That's my job. Selling keys to the booty room. That's what I do. Alright, you guys. I got to go to bed. I'm gonna miss you guys. I'm really gonna miss you guys. So you're in Reno? No, I'm in... Once I had a guy DM me asking... Oh, is that back fat? Yes, my back is fat. Hold on. Once had a guy DM me asking if it was weird to really like armpits, and he elaborated that he could not get off to anything but armpits. I kind of get that. I feel like I can't speak for everybody, but I feel like sometimes when a guy finds something that scratches an itch, he you know, he really likes it, right? He really enjoys it, and it's almost like he needs that one thing every single time, or it's just not doing it. You know what I mean? I've seen that with guys before. You know, like, it could be with anything, though. And it always changes. It doesn't, you know, well, sometimes it doesn't. Maybe it doesn't. But I feel like it changes usually. They end up finding something else that they really like. But, I mean, hey, I don't know. I can't speak for all guys, just from, like, the experience I've had with, like, talking to other guys and stuff like that. But pretty much once something really turns a guy on, even if he moves on from it a little bit, it always stays something that really turns him on. So even if he gets over the whole armpit thing, he'll never get over it completely. So who can be in the booty room with me? I have some ladies I could recommend to you. They're pretty cheap. They do like $50 for like 20 minutes. They're usually standing outside. But I'll let you know. Or you can bring your own booty. You can bring your own booty, you know? But look, you guys, I gotta get off. I'm not into armpits or feet. Pickles. Pickles, 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 pickles. I'm really sad that you're not serious. I'm really sad. Because I already knew like the pairs I was going to send you, but it's okay. But I have to get off here, you guys. Yeah, that kind of job. I hope you sleep well too, Helena. Welcome to our group. Have any guys asked you to keep your panties after you were done? No, they've never asked. They've never asked, no. I can honestly say that a guy has never asked me that, no. I know I've had a guy take a pair. Pickles. Would you wear them? Would you wear them? Would you wear them? Pickles. Have you ever taken a pair of girls' underwear and tried them on? That's what I want to know. That's what I'm getting at here. All right, answer that tomorrow, guys. I've got to get some sleep. Shh. He said America's great. That's right. That's right. Now you see, America is great. I'm glad you enjoyed our discussion. We do this every night. He gets it. He gets it now. He finally gets it. America is great. That's right. All right, you guys. I appreciate talking to you all. And I'll see you tomorrow.